I was in a girl group.
Sing?
So my singing need auto-tune.
I don't believe that.
My singing needs auto-tune.
Come on, sing something.
For no reason. When I was out there, I was serious.
If I told you I love you.
No.
There you go.
Welcome to another edition of Full Transparency with Donni Wiggins, where I have fully transparent conversations with dope people, entrepreneurs, influencers who are out here doing incredible things. But we do a little bit different, a little bit of a different take. I want you to imagine that you have a behind the scenes look at me and my successful friends having lunch or dinner or drinks. And we are just talking about life as entrepreneurs, influencers, and really dope people. And I have one of the dopest people in the studio with me today. I have to tell you guys, I grew up on this music, one of the most successful R&B groups, male R&B groups of my lifetime, and one of my favorites in the industry. Let's give it up for Mr. Q Parker.
What up?
That's what we're doing? We high-fiving?
Yeah, we high-fiving.
I felt like that was corny. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you for asking. You look good.
Thank you very much.
You are still looking like 1996.
Oh, I need to know. Scared, nervous. Didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Didn't have a clue?
Oh my God, terrified.
All right. For those of you who might be too young to remember, Q is one of the lead singers from one of the most successful, can I say boy band?
You can.
Boy band?
That was the era.
That was the era?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy bands. When I think boy band, I don't think R&B group. Right. But I think that's what.
I think pop group.
I think pop.
Yeah. But because we were so competitive with those, we just kind of all got blended into that category. But
Group 112. Yeah. Are y'all still a thing?
No.
No.
So the brand is still moving, and it just looks a little bit different now. It is Slim and Mike, and they have some dancers, but they are they're upholding the brand during this time. But Deron and I, we're not actively with the group. Slim
and Mike are and background dancers. Do you go to any of their shows?
I haven't. No.
You haven't? No. Will you?
Probably not.
No?
No.
Is there beef there?
Not necessarily beef. But as brothers, we need to sit down and iron some things out.
So there is a conversation to be had.
Definitely a conversation to be had, yes.
All right. When they are performing, because you guys were a unit, do you still get paid from that?
For them performing, no.
Okay, but any music that they do?
Well, if they do new music, no, I have no rights to new music that they specifically do right now. No,
gotcha.
I don't.
The music industry has to look very different to you today. Mm-hmm. In what way? Like, what's the biggest difference that you see?
Wow. I mean, it's so many differences. The first one would just be the way artists move now. Mm-hmm. They move a lot different. I would love to see more collaborations. I would love to see more artists coming together, creating a sound, creating these magical moments. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the dopest songs of our time when artists came together and did a duet or did a collab or a feature. Yeah. So I would love to see a lot more of that. But I'm a fan of today's R&B.
Are you?
I am. I look at it like, so imagine if, so I came in the 90s era. Mm-hmm. So imagine name a group from the 80s.
The 80s, it was El DeBarge and the DeBarges.
Got you.
Yeah.
So can you imagine what a 70s group thought of these four guys in this black leather?
Yeah.
You know,
curly hair,
all of that.
Dripping.
I'm sure they thought like, man, they're not even upholding the legacy of what we've built. And so being a 90s artist, you'll never hear me, shining on the artists of today because they have just interpreted their version of R&B differently. Same way the 90s artists interpreted differently than the 80s and so forth and so forth. So I don't ever look at it like that. I appreciate their version of it.
Yeah.
But are there some components that I would love to hear just as a fan? Yes, but I respect their version and their spin on the legacy of R&B.
I'm trying to actually think as I'm sitting here listening to you talk of a current today R&B act? I mean, obviously there's like Chris Brown, he's still doing his thing. Usher's still touring and doing his thing, but they're old school too, right? I am trying to think of like 20-year-old R&B singer. Like,
I like Ari Lennox.
yes.
So there are a lot of dope artists that we just don't know
Underground.
because they're not so publicly marketed
Got you.
and promoted, which isn't a bad thing because a lot of the times those artists that aren't publicly promoted, that means they have ownership. They are owning their own stuff.
Yeah.
And so when you're owning your own stuff, that means you may be funding your own movement. And so now you may not can have this big marketing budget and this marketing campaign that's going to put you in front of everybody all the time.
Yeah.
And we have to go and kind of find those artists. But there's some dope artists out here that are unsigned, underground, independent, that are really, really upholding that legacy that, you know, you love. And the generation that I came from, there are a lot of artists out here.
Yeah. I know you are one of the dopest songwriters from your time specifically, right? When you're listening to lyrics right now, like for me, it's not even that there's not a whole lot of vocal talent. It's like the lyrics are just so empty in a lot of songs, specifically in the male R&B space. And maybe I just haven't been put on to too much, but do you listen to songs like, ooh, I would have done that bar a whole lot differently?
So I'm the type of artist, when I hear something, I want to sing it. When I hear something, I want to put myself in the space. Like, man, I wish I had wrote that. That song is so dope. I wish I had wrote that. But yeah, there are moments when I'm listening to songs. The way that I know I'm going to love a song is if I want to sing a song. And I mean, to the point of reaching out to that artist and saying, hey, yo, send me an instrumental of your song. I'll go in the studio and I just want to hear myself. Not to be put out there or anything like that. It's not to even try to compare or to say I sang it better. I started some years ago this thing called Q versions. And basically what it was me taking somebody else's song that I really loved and I just sang it my way. And then I would put it up on my YouTube channel and just, you know, people would come and listen to it and love it. But it wasn't like to compete or try to outdo them. It was just my way of showing you respect. I love this song so much that I want to sing it. Yeah.
Let me find out. So on your YouTube, are you still doing that?
I haven't done one in a while. Yeah, nah. I haven't done one maybe 4 years or so.
4 years?
It's been a while, yeah.
So you just now singing them at home, recording yourself for your own personal pleasure.
Or I'll just put it on IG one day. I may just be driving in the car. Like the other day, I was driving and Drew Hill's Beauty came on.
Yes, that was a good one too.
I went on YouTube and found a karaoke version of it so that I could hear myself singing the leads with somebody singing the backgrounds.
So you were in group in 112. At that time, just in thinking like how you put yourself in other people's music, like you can hear yourself singing it. Is there another boy group, boy band from that time that you would have been like, I would have been dope in that group?
That I would have been dope in?
Yeah.
So, okay. So let me tell you a little bit about Quinnes Parker. Right?
Okay.
Back in those days, I honestly had no idea what I was doing. Of the four of us, I was probably the least confident in the group. And that was primarily because all of us were from the church. It's all just gospel. Commission, Take Six, The Winans, Derek Coley, John P. Key. And so by the time I got in the group, I feel like they had some years to get the R&B stuff together. So when I entered the group, I was still kind of like classically trained and churchy. And so there are certain components of a gospel singer that don't really fit being an R&B singer. You have to learn these nuances and stuff, and I just didn't know them. And so what I would do, I would just be like, you know what? I'm not confident as a lead vocalist just yet, but I'm just going to make sure all the backgrounds are solid. And I'm going to make sure I participate in the songwriting because I knew what I wanted to say. I just wasn't I wasn't confident as a lead vocalist because I hadn't spent time with myself to really explore every level, every floor of my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, I just had a flashback, and I know that I told you closer to when we met that there was a song and specifically a video, Anywhere, right? Y'all, first of all
alone.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't. Anybody who's ever been any girl growing up at that time, you know, when that video came on, you just wish that every single guy in that band was like Bae, right? I remember you're in the video, you're topless, you're singing to this young lady, everything's super uber sexual. And you shared with me that at that time, you had not even, I don't even think you were sexually active at that time.
Nope. I mean, when I tell you, we were just kind of thrust in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, you go from being let me rephrase that. I wasn't like active.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna say I like knew 100% what I was doing. I've had some occurrences.
Okay.
And some situations, but I wouldn't say that I was like a vet. Like
you weren't a vet. You shouldn't have been singing those words. Were you nervous in front of that girl? Like, here we are.
Of course. But it's the craziest thing though, Donnie, because I was nervous, but I knew when the lights came on and when the camera came on, that's what I loved.
You're a star. You're a performer.
I loved when all eyes were on me.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that comes from just my upbringing in the church. You know, my mom, you're going to sing whether you want to or not. Get over your little nervousness and get up there and you better sing or you're going to get a whooping. And so that was like the first stage of artist development.
Yeah.
And so although I was a little nervous to interact with the female, I wasn't nervous when they said, and action.
Gotcha.
Because now I'm just performing. I don't really, and what's crazy is it's a room full of like 30 people. And I'm in the shower with naked, and she in the shower naked. It's just like
naked. Like naked. No way.
Yes,
like
way.
naked.
Naked. Yes, way. Yes.
I don't know if I would have been able to do that.
And what's funny, they gave me the option. That's the weirdest thing, yo. I talk about how I didn't necessarily know what I was doing and wasn't really like that active, but I wanted to smoke.
You wanted all the smoke.
I wanted it.
You want body to body, skin to skin. Okay, I got a question.
Because no, everything was about you got to sell it. You better make it come across real. If we look at this playback and it looks like you nervous, doing it over. And when you're in a group, you don't want to be the member that's like, dang, you can't get it.
You can't get it.
Dang, dog.
Yeah.
How many times? 8 times? I did mine in one take. We so competitive. You don't want to be like, man, you're not getting it. So when they say action, you better sell it.
So you literally unrobe, walk in front of 30 people, butt naked, with a butt naked video star with you. Hop in a shower. You're doing the scene. Did y'all smash?
No. Nope.
Q.
We did not.
You not singing
You just
anywhere.
said we being transparent, right?
Yeah.
I have no reason to fear. I'm telling you. If I had, I would tell you. But no, we didn't.
Really? So how do you just walk away from that? It was like there's no excitement in that moment at all?
Nah, because
it's work.
It's work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your little man ain't even like, he's not even a factor because it's like, I'm performing.
Okay.
Gotta remember the lyrics. I gotta remember my blocking. I know that I only got this much room or I'm out of frame. So I'm really, here we are. I gotta stay right here. I can't just be all loose because now it's not gonna come across good on the camera.
Yeah.
So it's so many other components within that space that obviously people on the outside, they don't see that. But we have to do whatever we have to do, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, basically.
Yeah.
and sell it and make it come across.
Was that a common thing to like for real be naked at that time? Not just in your group, but just in the industry? Or was like Diddy on scene like, no, look, we selling it. Everybody clothes off now.
They gave me the option.
They gave her the option too.
Well, she was clothed. She had on what you call it, a nude,
like boy shorts or something
like that. She was topless, but she had on like some nude, and I had the option if I wanted to be like underwear on, or did I want to just go commando, and I opted to go commando.
You opted to go commando. If you are recording a video today in a similar way, you going commando?
Clothes on. It's just.
I'm like, is that the energy we still on right now?
You're gonna have to superimpose me, like take my clothes off in post.
Get my stand in. Let him come on in here and do this for me.
It's just a different time. I think, when we talk about, I just had a brain freeze. What's that musical? Were they in the yard? In the 60s and all, when they just so free spirited, smoking.
No,
when they were smoking weed and is it Coachella?
Coachella. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so back in that time, in that era, you were just free spirited. You could just come and go as you wanted to. You could just, you didn't really have a whole lot of cares. I would say the 90s were the beginning of having the real stuff in. Mm-hmm. So that when the 2000s came, you had to be more conscious of what you're doing, how you're moving, who you're moving with. But in those 90s, we could kind of float around and move. And so I believe me opting to be fully naked was because I didn't have a worry that she was going to say, Q Parker assaulted me or did something inappropriate on the set of shooting the video anyway.
Right.
Which is why if you ask me that question today, I'm definitely not.
It's a totally different climate.
It's a totally different climate, yes.
Yeah, I feel that. So you had a lot of fun in 112, would you say that?
Oh my God. Lots of fun. A lot of my firsts were being in that group.
I was such a super fan, right? Concerts, the T-shirts,
you came
the
to our
posters.
Concerts.
What? Yes, I came to your concerts.
Dope.
Every video, the concerts, like me and my little cousin growing up would get together. We watch the videos and we're singing. We're the girls in the videos. Like I was a super fan, right? And I know every song, like every single song, we were singing before we started.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I was also in a girl group.
Stop it.
Now, we never made it anywhere, but I was in a girl group.
Sing?
So my singing need auto-tune.
I don't believe that.
My singing needs auto-tune.
Come on, sing something.
For no reason. When I was out there, I was serious.
If I told you I love you.
No.
There you go.
Now, so I was for my group, I was primarily one of the lead songwriters. I flow all day, rapper all day, right?
Okay.
But my singing needed auto-tune, and at that time, I think that I was chosen to sing just because I was pretty, right? I had no business, like, for real, singing. I thought I did, and then you hear yourself back on playback. Anyway. Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Donni Wiggins, co-host of the Social Proof Podcast. And did you know that we had a members-only exclusive community? Yes, you are able to access David and I on a monthly basis for live Q&A. You are also able to get our episodes before it drops to the general public. You will also get exclusive discounts on our merch. Take a look. And not only that, you're going to get the behind the scenes footage of what it looks like on Social Proof. I'm talking about our bloopers, David and I as CEOs operating our business. You'll even get behind the scenes of some of our successful friends. And you get access to this from $5 to $40. You choose your membership access, general admission, family admission, or VIP. We cannot wait to see you on the inside. Click the link in either my bio, the bio of the Social Proof Podcast Instagram page, or go over to David's page, Sleep is for Suckers, and hit the bio there. Any way you access it. We'll see you on the inside. So I can think of the times that we were like picking, we had this wish list of artists that we wanted to open up for, and it was like 112. And we had this idea that we would run into y'all and just come up to y'all and be like, can we please open up for you? Can we please?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the effect that you had, and that your whole group honestly had.
You know what's so funny, Don? It's like when you are in that moment, it's hard to really even encompass the impact that you are creating and that you are paving a way.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea as a 17-year-old that songs I written or co-written are 30 years old.
We old?
Like 30 years old, yo.
We are old AF.
And then to hear, like, there's even been this resurgence of like some of our songs. Now this generation are starting to sample them, starting to sing them, you know, on IG and on TikTok. But again, at 17, my mindset or our mindset wasn't, we're going to do this so that 30 years from now or 50 years from now, these will be R&B classic songs.
Yeah.
We were just in the space, in the moment, writing from whether it was a fantasy, something that somebody shared with us. And, you know, there were a lot of older guys kind of chaperoning us and caretakers of us. And so we'd hear their stories, put that in a song.
Yeah.
I grew up in a home where my mother and father were married, still together today. But my oldest brother went to the service. And so that just left me in the house with my two sisters and my mom.
Yeah.
And so at an early age, I just connected to the vulnerabilities, the sensitivities. I would listen to my sisters complain about what their dudes wasn't doing. And then I would just turn that into a song. Ain't nobody gonna do the things. Like all that kind of stuff.
Do.
Like,
okay, go ahead.
I would listen to my sisters just, if it was not something that they complained about, it was something that they appreciated.
Yeah.
Oh, he just showed up out of the blue just because it's Tuesday. Okay, well, let's write a song how it makes you feel just on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so I was able to channel those experiences that I was going through in real time in my house. And when I got in the group, that's why I say I believe my group is the most talented in the history.
Oh, you really want smoke.
I am. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna give New Edition, because they are the ultimate OGs, and from the group spawned individual successful careers.
That's a fact.
So Johnny is a success as an individual. B
Bobby,
Brown, BBD,
Yeah.
Ralph.
Yeah.
All of, and that's never happened before. When all of them. So again, they are, to me, Mount Rushmore.
Sure.
But, and I'm not talking about in terms of how many records sold, because we'd lose that one.
Okay.
We didn't sell the most records because Boyz II Men kill everybody.
Yeah.
Right? But when you talk about, I go from a pound for pound. Talent, charisma, the look. Can I curse on here?
You go ahead, do your
having that shit on you, like having that R&B shit, we were groomed like nobody.
So you were groomed. Talking about the groom, before I even ask you that though, was Jagged Edge messing with y'all? Like, could they see y'all in a talent show, in a competition?
Nah.
That's what you want to say?
That's what I want to say.
Jagged Edge wasn't seeing y'all.
And I say that still knowing that they are one of my favorite groups. So I put a post up yesterday, same post, and then I was talking about singing Drew Hill's song. Yeah. A lot of times when you are a competitor, people think you don't like each other. Now, when it came time to get it in, we finna bust your ass.
Right.
Know that. And we're gonna make it hard for you to come behind us. But when we're off the stage, I'm the guy that's trying to go in the dressing room, change clothes real quick to come back out to see them, because I love some of the Jagged Edge records. I love some of the Knicks records, the Drew Hill records, the Blackstreet records. Like, those are some of my favorite songs. And just because I'm a competitor doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be anti-Jagged or anti-Drew Hill. But when you ask the question, pound for pound, if we was writing a song, I think pound for pound, we'd outright any of the other groups. If you're talking about from a production standpoint, Duran is and was one of the dopest group member producers. Throw Nokia in there. Nokia was crazy too. Yeah. The Twins, they did their thing. RL did his thing too. But I believe Duran just had a step above him. You talk about all members. All members can grab that thing and go in.
Yeah. Because y'all really were a group of all lead singers.
And that's where a lot of groups going to fall off.
Yeah. Because it's a lot of background fillers and a lot of
that's where a lot of groups are going to fall off.
So you mentioned that you guys were so like groomed. You were groomed for the spotlight, groomed for stardom, groomed just to be poised, right? Like y'all sang about sex and love, right? But you were always you always such a classy group. You definitely stood out in the crowd. What was that grooming process like? I know you guys were signed to Bad Boy with Diddy. And I don't know. I know what I've seen in the blogs and what I saw on TV. It looked like the ultimate, situation at one point. And then it looked like y'all were straight just abused in the music industry. Tell me about that.
So the grooming process, shout out to K Wells, Courtney Seals. Those were our managers early in our careers. And prior to us even getting the record deal, we had about 3 years of just every day. Go to school, do whatever you got to do at school. After you've done what you needed to do, we're going to the studio all night, back to school, after school, rehearsal. And it would just repeat. Talent shows, showcases. We're going to sing for Teddy Riley tonight. We're going to sing for Dallas Austin tomorrow. We're going to sing for JD the next day. But Kevin Wells, he came from the school. He was instrumental in developing Boyz II Men, Usher, Monica, TLC. Anybody that came from Atlanta, K. Wells had his hands on him. And he just knew, along with Divine Stevens, they just knew how to ready young men to be in this industry. From, again, the charisma, the charm, the performance, the know-how, appropriation, the style, the pizzazz, the swag, the conversation, the eye contact, just exuding that shit. Yeah. Right? You just got to be able to exude that that thing. And again, I say a lot of artists will fall off if we're doing a pound for pound.
Exude that.
You got to exude that thing. Yeah, you got to have it.
Y'all were exuding.
So I think a lot of artists, if we're talking pound to pound, pound for pound, some R&B groups will fall off because they just they ain't had that bad boy cool. They ain't had that swag. We would like the guys that you could take us home to mama. Okay. But when mama turned to her left, we over here trying to get something.
Lift the skirt up.
Absolutely. Best of both worlds. It's like a mixture of Jodeci and Boyz II Men in a pot. Clean cut.
That's a perfect way.
But edgy too.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it.
And I believe I know that we were in the driver's seat of the genre hip hop and R&B. Yeah. Because something magical happened when we aligned with Puffy. He's straight up hip hop head. Okay. Just straight hip hop. Now he was a fan of R&B because remember before Bad Boy it was Uptown. Yeah. Mary, Jodeci, Heavy D. Okay. Right. So he had the ear. He didn't have it to the point where he knew how to really create it. Here we come, just God-given, just gifted. All we wanted to do was just give us a piano, put some girls in front of us, and let us go. That's all we want to do. If it was up to us, we would have never released an up-tempo. All we wanted to do was just croon, serenade, and as they always say, get them wet.
Get them wet. Was that the process?
Yes.
Croon, serenade, get you wet.
Yep.
Q Parker, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, in quotations. End quote. And so when we merged with Puff, it was a match made in heaven. Mm-hmm. The industry had never heard anything like that. These rugged hip hop banging beats, but these melodic, angelic voices on top of them. Nobody was doing that.
Yeah.
And that's when the new genre, hip hop and R&B, came, and nobody did it better.
Are you grateful that the merge was with Diddy?
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful because, as I mentioned earlier, we could have signed with Dallas, Jermaine, LaFace.
Yeah. You wouldn't have been as successful.
I don't know if, because see, everybody had their journey.
Okay.
Obviously, Jermaine knew what he was doing because Jagged Edge has had, an amazing career. Mm-hmm. Obviously, KG from Naughty by Nature knew what he was doing because Next were successful.
Yeah.
Hiram Hicks over at Island Def Jam knew what he was doing because Drew Hill was successful. Mm-hmm. And so, but I just believe because of the way that we were made up, we were so moldable. Is that a word? Moldable?
Yeah.
We were so moldable, like we were just a canvas of just some church boys. And so when you add that whole Diddy effect to it, he just roughed us up a little bit, jagged, no pun intended, jagged some of the edges.
Yeah.
Ripped this shirt a little bit because we were so clean cut and pristine and just ties and all of that. And so I don't know if that element would have been able to be brought out of us had we not signed with Diddy.
I like that. I like that. But did he pay y'all's money?
So that's the question that, everybody is always wanting to know. So in those times, right, there were standard contracts that were just the norm, industry norm, industry standards. We didn't sign a contract that was outside of the norm than nobody else during that time.
Okay. So legitimate contract.
Very legitimate. Okay. And at the end of the day, we signed what we signed.
Were you tricked?
I wouldn't say we were tricked either, because when you in the hood, and this is how the industry gets you. If the industry has a motive, the motive is spot on. Let me go to the inner city. Let me find an immense talent. Let me put a little something in front of their face. Because remember, all they want to do is get mama out the hood.
Yeah.
Put a little money in my pocket.
Have all the girls.
Stun a little bit. Come home in the new drop top. Be on TV a little bit. Hey, we done made it.
Yeah.
And so, again, if that is the agenda, man, they've been doing it for years.
Okay. And you feel rich in that moment.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, in that moment, you feel rich. Regardless of what's in the bank.
Yes.
You got access to do what you want to do today. Nobody's teaching you legacy. Nobody's teaching you generational wealth. They keeping you away from conversations with your attorney, your CPAs, and so you felt rich enough.
That's it.
At the time.
And that's the trick bag. And that's why today I are on missions to educate the new artists, the up and coming generation. You need to know this game. It's not about how talented you are. Who can do good business?
Yeah.
Who can do good business? Who is making sure your business is done properly?
Yeah.
And so to go back to your question, he didn't present us with anything that was abnormal.
Okay.
It was the standard contract. And if you think about many artists of that generation and that era, we all have that commentary that says, hey, I didn't make what I should have made. Yeah. But contractually, we made everything we said we were going to agree with. Okay. Now, in our case, our attorney begged us not to sign the deal. But again, she was like, hey, I can get you guys something different. But again, it's just like this.
Get mama out the hood.
Yeah, like
right now, we got a solution.
Now, I hear what you're saying, but right now, like, I can get some bread in my pocket right now.
And you want us to wait for a maybe. You telling us to pass on Diddy?
And JD just passed on us. Dallas just passed on us.
Oh, yeah.
Teddy Riley just passed.
This is looking like the only opportunity. And so honestly, it sounds like y'all wanted to choose. Like, I hear what you're saying. We could get money, but we're gonna choose fame right now. And y'all chose the right now solution.
And what's funny is Slim was a freshman at Morehouse.
Okay.
I had a full ride to Clemson University.
Okay.
Duran and Mike were seniors, so they
In
still
college or high school.
In high school.
Okay.
They still had one more year to finish for graduation, and so in my case, so I graduated in June of '94. Yeah, June '94. I graduated from high school.
Where'd you go to high school?
George High School.
Not here.
Yeah.
Where's George?
So George is now South Atlanta High School.
Okay, South Atlanta.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was the last class of George.
Okay.
In '94. So graduated in '94. Mind you, Slim is already a freshman at Morehouse.
Okay.
I graduated in '94. Have a full ride to Clemson University.
Mm-hmm.
I have a decision to make. So June, July, August, September. I never had a job in my life. My mom always told me, hey, as long as you make good grades, you're active, you don't give me no problems, you good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the baby. So
whatever you want. Period.
I never really gave him any problems either.
You are so unproblematic. Let me say this. It's almost like, gosh, I don't want to say this. It's like disappointing that you're so unproblematic because you had such a larger than life.
You want me to be a problem?
No, listen, but a certain kind of problem, right? So in my head, and I'm sure in every, this is 94, so at that time I'm 15. In every 15-year-old girl's head, we're looking like, oh, yes, ooh, yeah, right? And you had, like, you bad boy. Y'all were thugging it out for a minute, but you are so kind and soft-spoken. I just perceived this completely different person.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, he's so kind and soft spoken. Like, where's the bad boy at? Where he at?
What's funny is, again, that word appropriation is just so, it's just so, it always is in front of me because we all put on different uniforms.
Ooh.
This setting right here don't call for me to be.
But are you? Are you ever that guy?
I put on that uniform too. When necessary.
When you're performing.
When I'm performing.
You give one hell of a show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I rarely stand up the entire time somebody's performing. But you recently did a show for one of our events.
I had fun too. Yeah, that was dope.
An amazing time. And as soon as I heard it, flying to the front of the stage, do you remember seeing me there? I do. Whole time I'm in the front of the stage, singing, screaming.
Yeah, it's always fun that's the reward right there.
Yeah.
Forget the contracts. Yeah. Forget who got the most money. Forget what car you pulled up. That's the reward. To know that there is something that I planted as a farmer. I planted a seed, and this seed is going to continue to grow for generations and generations. And not only does it have the opportunity to impact your life, but something that I have done can impact your daughter's life.
Yeah.
Eventually you'll have a grandchild and it'll impact, because the songs and the records will never die. Yeah. That's the thing about classic hit records. Yeah. They never die.
You know what's interesting? And I'm familiar now and even friends with a lot of people who were these larger than life celebrities when I was a teenager and in my 20s and things. And now I see you all the time, right? You're in and out of the studio. You're working on your podcast, which we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. And it's like, oh, that's cute, right? Yeah. But it's still like, oh, that's cute. Like, you have done such amazing work just in your lifetime. But what I want people to know is, you guys, because right now, especially, we live in this climate where people want celebrities to be responsible for so much of our culture. And I guess in one way, your music is very much so responsible for a lot of how people behave and things like that. But you are just really human. You're just a really human person.
I fight for that.
Yeah.
I fight for that. The reason I fight for that is because there are parts of that realness that I had to skip over because at a young age, I was forced into, not necessarily forced, but I was immediately, urgently placed into a vehicle that I don't know if I was really mature and ready for. And so those college years that I would have been getting to know myself and realizing who I am, what I like, what I don't like, I didn't have that opportunity because I got a #1 record on the radio. And so I'm in a different city every night, different girls all everywhere, got money, you know. I'm so isolated from what my comforts were, what I knew to be my comforts. And so as a youngster, I'm just thrusted into this life. And so now I fight for moments of normalcy. I want you to come up because that's just my boy Q.
Yeah.
Not, oh my God. Now, we can have that exchange too. Oh my God. Oh my.
You still get it.
Yes.
I know you do. Yeah.
But I appreciate what's up, dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my guy right there. Because it's more than, that's why I say I chose the word. I say I fight for it because it's important to me. I'm more than just those records. I'm more than just, how I impacted your life musically. Let's have a conversation. Let's converse. And so we can really, really become friends.
Do you ever get tired of hearing people say, oh, that's Q from 112, Q from 112, Q from 112? Do you ever just want to be Q Parker?
Again, I fight.
Okay.
I fight for the moments when I want to just be Quinnes. Right?
Not even Q.
Not even Q. I fight for the moments where I want to be Quinnes or I want to be just normal. But I realize that because of what I've done and because of what I've accomplished, there are moments where people want to just say, they want to acknowledge that, hey, thank you. Because again, when I see people that I'm fans of, I'm sitting there contemplating like, man, do I say something? Do I go over there and say something? When is my moment? And then I go over there and just be like, hey, yo, I'm just a huge fan.
Just a fan.
Yeah.
And then did it ever be like, you a fan, I'm a fan?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of times. If, there's a mutual respect. And because, I get nervous sometimes too. When I see one of my idols or somebody that I really, really appreciate their contribution to music or whatever the case may be. The first time I met you guys, I'm just like, wow, I watch you guys all the time.
Quit playing.
No, seriously.
Quit
and
playing.
so now to call y'all like my friends.
Friends.
It's like, yo, what up,
We
Danny?
friends?
What up, Donnie? Yeah.
Give it to me. Oh, you like the high five. Let's
Bam.
do that corny thing.
There you go.
I love it. Are you cool with Diddy today?
I am.
You are?
Yes.
So you can call him?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me what that's like.
We speak maybe, we may speak once a quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, that may be fair to say.
Any potential?
But we text regularly. See, I'm the type of guy. I'm that guy that you'll just get hey, what's up? Sending you love.
Yeah.
Don't need nothing. I appreciate you. Love you. I'm that guy. So you may get that once a month, whether you respond or not. And so I always believe in keeping my bridge solid.
Okay.
Because I'm never going to pick up the phone out of the blue and need something. And you like,
I ain't talked to you in years.
No, you never know what tomorrow's going to hold. And so I work to develop, maintain, and sustain the relationships so that whatever happens tomorrow, if I need to reach out, it's not, damn, dog.
But what I've always wondered, like back to the money part of what happened with 112, because ultimately you guys didn't earn a fraction of what your fans feel like you should have earned, right? We feel like you should be mega multi-millionaires just strictly off of the music. And we know that Diddy is like one of the wealthiest men in the music industry today, right? You never just kind of felt like you could give us some money. You could just give us some money.
So I'll approach it this way. When you enter into an agreement, right, we know that you have to abide by that, right? And again, I know that he didn't become a billionaire just off of 112's contribution.
That's fair.
his billionaire status came because he, rightfully so, because remember, he invested in us. He didn't know what the rate of return was going to be. We could have been a one-hit flop. We could have been, but it's just so dope that pretty much every artist that he put out was successful.
Yeah, he had a magic touch for sure.
Oh my God. For a whole 10 years from 94 to 04, Bad Boy was just
On
the
top.
shit.
Yeah.
Everything. And so if you figure 112, Mace, Carl, The Locks, Big, Craig,
Mary,
You
Kim.
see what I'm saying? So he has, even if he had a small piece of this, a small piece of that, small piece of that, it's just all these different streams. We talk about that all the time, multiple streams. And so I sleep at night knowing that he didn't get there just off of what one may feel like he took from me or he got from me. Okay. And my choice of words are really, really, I'm careful with words.
For sure.
Right? And so I'll never say he took anything because he didn't take anything. It's not like a big red, 5 heartbeats holding somebody over the banner said, give me your publishing.
Yeah.
No. The record deal that we signed said he will get this as the record exec and the label owner, and we will get this. Publishing wise, he will get this, and we will get this. Again, it was nothing abnormal because those were just the standard deals that were given out during that time. Now, deals are done differently now. But here's the thing. Whereas we may not have gotten our payday there, we eventually got the big payday when we went from Bad Boy to Def Jam because now we've worked our way out of that original deal. So now we can go and say, hey, we're worth blah, 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 blah. And so because of the work that we did, because we weren't any whistleblowers or we wasn't just bad in the media saying we didn't get this and we didn't get that, we abided by the contract that we signed. And when it came time to re-up, we presented to Bad Boy, hey, re-sign us, but this is what it's going to take because now we got all these hits on our belt that we did. Or else we're going to go as free agents. And that's what we eventually did. And we got the big payday from Def Jam. But here's the thing that a lot of people have to still make a part of the conversation because they'll say, well, you didn't make what you were supposed to make on Bad Boy. But see, as a songwriter and as a producer, I've now opened myself up to another stream of income.
That you had control over. Okay.
And so I'm just not relying on just the record sales or the show money. Because now I can get the show money, which, to be honest with you, anybody that's talking about how bad it was, a lot of artists just wasn't good because we didn't have financial literacy. And so, man, we might have done 1 billion shows.
Yeah.
If somebody had kind of educated us on how to appropriate, we could have been in a better situation from that particular time with Bad Boy. Yeah. Because the labels couldn't touch the show money. They couldn't touch merch. They only had control over in their hands into the records, the sales.
That makes sense.
So, and so when people have that conversation, my approach is just always, he didn't take anything.
Okay.
And he didn't do anything that was foul because he did what was the standard. Now, if we're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at the people that created the standard record deal at that time.
Right.
It just wasn't favorable to artists, especially artists that are groups. Because even if if it's $5 left, I got to split that $5 with 4 guys.
Got you.
And then we got to pay management commission, business management, attorney fees. So by the time it got to us as $5, I get my $125. But then now we got to collectively pay these people. So now I'm only really walking away with 94 cents. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm listening, and I can just relate this to entrepreneurship so much, right? When you go into business and business deals and you're just so excited that somebody acknowledges right. what you bring to the table. You're so excited to finally get a platform to kind of, use your voice and whatever that looks like. You may even go into a bad partnership deal. You might give up equity in your company prematurely. You may just give everything away because you're more concerned with the status and what that does for you right now. And you can't really be mad at I think the moral of the story is that we just really have to not be afraid to handle business. You can't be afraid to handle business.
Because we don't have the luxury of it being passed down. See, we have to learn certain lessons just by going through it. We got to go through the storm because mama didn't leave an inheritance for me as soon as I graduated from college.
Right.
Like some of the others.
Yeah.
We got to, that's where the statement from the mud came from, because we clawing, and sometimes getting to that ascension means I went to some bad situations.
Yeah. I mean, and then in our defense, not only are we, like, our parents didn't leave that legacy, right? They weren't in a position, or they didn't have the knowledge to do so.
Right.
So now here we are, we're first generation everything. We are born into success on a whole other level, business, money, access, information. Now we, though, have to apply that to creating a legacy for our own children and generations. But not only that, we have to go back to our parents and provide for them too.
Yeah. It's so funny how the cycle, it kind of, so we're the children, and then when your parents live long enough, they become the children. You know, they provided for us all of these years, and so now,
Q, I can't call my mama no child.
Well,
I can't. My mama would kick my
so we're gonna
the dependents. The dependents.
We have to care for them.
Right.
Got you. We have to care for them. And when you're in that position, it feels really good because you know the sacrifices your parents made, stuff that they had to endure just so that you could, have a leg up or can just continue doing the things that they did. Big shout out to my mom and my dad. They sacrificed a whole lot just because this little dark-skinned child wanted to sing. And at the time, that was just something different. Cats weren't singing in my neighborhood. You weren't throwing the ball, if you weren't hustling or whatever, you were the outcast. And so, I was ridiculed. I was Joan, right?
I ain't heard that word in so many years.
You got Joan that?
Look, now they don't even know what we talking about in the comment. They like, Joan, what does that even mean?
That?
Yeah,
Right.
he was picked on.
I was ridiculed.
Yeah, he was picked on.
Made fun of. So yeah.
Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Donni Wiggins, co-host of the Social Proof Podcast. And did you know that we had a members-only exclusive community? Yes, you are able to access David and I on a monthly basis for live Q&A. You are also able to get our episodes before it drops to the general public. You will also get exclusive discounts on our merch. Take a look. And not only that, you're going to get the behind the scenes footage of what it looks like on Social Proof. I'm talking about our bloopers, David and I as CEOs operating our business. You'll even get behind the scenes of some of our successful friends. And you get access to this from $5 to $40. You choose your membership access, general admission, family admission, or VIP. We cannot wait to see you on the inside. Click the link in either my bio, the bio of the Social Proof Podcast Instagram page, or go over to David's page, Sleep is for Suckers, and hit the bio there. Any way you access it. We'll see you on the inside.
I mean, people ask me, what would you change? And I wouldn't change a thing.
You wouldn't change a thing. What's the biggest lesson you learned from your time? So you're still in the music industry, but from that era, what's the biggest lesson you learned?
The biggest lesson I've learned was stay in the game. Stay present. We had an opportunity to fulfill our stay in the game, but also learn the industry. And, not rely on others to do what you can do. We had an opportunity to re-sign or fulfill the third option of our Def Jam deal. And one of the greatest pieces of advice I think Kevin Liles told me was, as long as you're in the game, you can affect the outcome. But being on the sideline, your ability to affect the outcome becomes limited.
As long as you're in the game, you can affect the outcome. But being on the sidelines, your outcome becomes limited. You know how profound
Your
that
effect
is?
on the outcome becomes limited.
Do you know how profound that is? Mm-hmm. And that's something that you've carried through your whole adult life.
I think he told me that at like 26 or somewhere in there, in my mid-20s. And I never forgot it.
So you're still performing. You're everywhere. You're always somewhere doing shows. How does it feel for you, like to be performing, and you perform a lot of 112 songs, right? Without your brothers on stage with you.
In 2012, I recorded my first solo album. It's called The Manual. And that was I was shell shocked because never before had I had to rely on 100% Q Parker.
Oh.
I mastered outputting 25%.
Now you all 100.
I mastered it.
You're scared.
I mastered just do my verse, do the backgrounds,
do my note.
Do my note.
That's me right there.
Tag my brother in, sing my verse, and be done. Go back in formation. It was the most fearful I was, apprehensive I was, but it was the greatest season of my life because they, and I'm saying they, not my brothers, but they, just generalizing the masses. They messed up when I allowed myself the time to really spend time with me. Because there was 75% that was dormant for all of those years that was begging to get out. Please let me out. Please. Nope. Nah, it isn't necessary. All I gotta do is 25%.
Just do 25.
25. So when that 75% had a chance,
they didn't let you discover a beast. They let you discover the beast.
Yo.
You unleashed the beast.
Oh my God.
So you could never see yourself, even if that man-to-man conversation happened with your other two group members, you couldn't see yourself being a part, like a staple part of a group anymore.
No, I don't. No, I wouldn't do a group. I wouldn't do a group anymore.
Do you even want to be like? I know you're performing, you're still writing, and you're still creating, making music. But do you even want to be at that level at this stage of your life?
I want to be able to, and this is the luxury that I have, because I do so many things. You know, my foundation is very active. I'm an entrepreneur. I have an artist development company. When I talk about that 75%, it was not only 75% more of talent and gift, but it was 75% more of creativity, ideas, new things. Just try some shit. Just throw it up against the wall. Just try it. So what? If it don't work, I'm blessed and I'm gifted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come up with something else tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so it was all of those things. And so I really enjoy being able to appropriate my time now. I can decide how many times I want to go and perform. I can decide, how much time I want to devote to my office work and my team and creating this and developing this. Whatever. I have the luxury now to be in control of my time. Whereas being in the group, it was just, the time is so demanding because when that bell rings, you gotta go.
Yeah.
I can't say, man, I don't want to go this week.
Yeah.
Because now me not going affects
you messing with the whole team's money.
My brothers.
Right.
And so that became a thing where, I wanted to do other things because again, that other 75% was knocking. And yo, we got to do this, bro. You in your 30s now, man. Come on, let's do this. And there were times where I had to pass up on opportunities because my commitment to the group was the priority.
Got you.
And so when I come out of that responsibility, now I get to stretch, and I can really occupy all of these areas. And man, every day I just try to be empty. Because tomorrow I'm gonna have a whole fresh set of ideas. Whole fresh set of, I'm gonna try that.
You always trying something, huh?
Oh my God, always.
Always trying something.
Always.
So you're an entrepreneur too. What are you doing? Tell me more.
So I am getting ready to I'm really excited about this. I'm getting ready to get into the restaurant business.
Here in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My partner and I, she's a chef from Cincinnati, Chef Liz Rogers. She and I have this amazing concept of a restaurant here in Atlanta, a trifecta restaurant. It's gonna be really dope.
Do you have a location already?
We're scouting locations now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I eat for free?
We can talk
A couple of times?
Yeah.
Can I just come taste it, like
course.
food blogger kind of deal? What kind of food?
Donnie.
I just give me something.
Good food.
Like
Good food.
good food, like
Good food.
from
Like
what
Mama
part?
Now.
Like Mama
Now.
Now.
Like Mama Now.
Okay. Is it
Not soul food, but just fine dining. There you go.
fine dining from Mama and them?
Yeah.
Like that meal you waiting to get home
Fine
to.
dining.
Like, ooh. So it's fine dining.
Fine dining, entertainment.
Entertainment, live entertainment. I like it. Are y'all gonna be putting new talent on? Like, come here and this is what, inviting maybe some A&Rs out. And,
We're taking some concepts from some establishments that I frequent and that I love.
okay.
And we're embodying them into one location.
Give me one menu item that you're really wanting to have on the menu.
This is a secret.
Tell me. I don't know what you're saying. What is it? Tell me.
I just told you.
I couldn't hear you.
See?
Tell me one more
You
time.
missed it.
Tell me one more time.
You missed it.
Tell me what's one menu? You can give us one menu item.
So,
French fries.
No. No.
He's like, I'll give you Brussels sprouts. That's what's gonna be on the
Bam.
menu. What's one main entree?
Donnie.
One, just one. They not gonna take your idea just giving me one main entree.
So I'll say this.
Okay.
My partner is a world acclaimed
Okay.
executive chef.
Okay.
And yeah, we're putting the menus together right now. Like I'm not
You're
gonna
not
give you what you
telling
want.
me.
No, I'm not
How
gonna
you
give
come
what
on
you want.
full transparency being secretive?
No,
I'm just asking
honest.
for one.
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts. That's what we got.
Lots of vegetables.
Lots of vegetables.
There you go.
Oh. Is it in alignment with your preferred diet choice?
Bam.
All right, y'all. He's vegan.
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. But it's not a vegan restaurant though.
But it's gonna have some high-end vegan choices. Okay.
Fine dining, I told you.
Fine dining. All right.
Fine dining.
We'll see. What side of town are you looking to be on?
I love Midtown, but I like a lot of the areas that are being redefined and just being built up again to really make the city of Atlanta really, really beautiful. So again, like I said, we're scouting locations right now, but if I had my preference, I would love to be in the Midtown, right outside the Midtown area.
I always hear you talking about that R&B. Is it shit?
It's so what I'm always on is that R&B shit.
What does that mean? What does that mean today? What does that R&B?
What reaction did I just do when you asked me that question? What I do?
You got hype,
What I
and
do?
then you went.
Cause it just.
But what? Okay, well, wait.
I'm gonna give you an example of that R&B shit.
Okay,
When I came in here today, what you say?
when you came in here, when you came
here-
out there,
when I came in this room, what did you say?
you smell amazing.
That's that R&B.
First
shit.
of all, y'all, he got on.
That's that R&B shit.
I
right
can't
there.
say. Can I tell? What you got on?
It's just a mixture. It's
He
a
had.
blend.
I'm like, yo, you smell amazing. What are you wearing? Oh, it's that R&B
that
shit.
R&B
You know what I
shit.
mean?
That's
Like,
it.
I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fragrances on right now, and then I top it off with an oil.
Yeah,
Yeah, a whole process.
that's that R&B shit.
What
See,
else?
That R&B shit is. Okay, so I'm always on that R&B shit.
Okay.
Again, because I said I was groomed properly.
Okay.
But I am getting ready to shout out to my co-host Sakina Lestage. Our podcast is called That R&B Kit.
That R&B Kit. That
R&B Kit. Get it right.
R&B Kit. Okay, because I said that.
Yeah.
Because I went to
Right.
Catholic school
The tongue
early
in
on,
between the teeth and
I gotta
everything.
intentionally say that. Okay, that R&B Kit. That to me, I ain't say it right.
No, you put too much emphasis on that. Just that R&B.
That
It's
R&B
like one word.
Kit.
That R&B Kit.
That R&B Kit.
There it is. Right
Was that
there.
it right there?
Yeah,
Do I
that's
have
it.
the right tone for
That's
it?
it.
That R&B Kit.
That's the right tone. You can't be like that.
It ain't that R&B Kit because that make it sound too harsh.
It's
It's that R&B kit. All right, y'all. So tell me, Q, about this R&B kit.
That R&B kit is essentially tools that one has to have in order to being a successful R&B artist. To think that you can just say, I'm doing this just because I can sing, failed. Immediately you're going to fail. There are certain tools that you have to have, that one must have in order to be an active player in this R&B game. Charisma, charm, know-how, style, fashion. You got to smell good, walk good, talk good, eye contact, swag. You know, it's
confidence.
Oh my God, confidence that you got to have that thing on you. Like it's that thing where you know how you ever like somebody and was like, I just don't know, I can't pinpoint like the one thing that I like about him, but it's just like, it's just that thing.
All the things.
And it's that, and it's not, when I say you can't pinpoint it, because the shit just be floating in the air.
You can't put it in words. It's like you catch it. Ooh, is that right there?
It's that right there.
It's that.
It's that. It's right here. It's that right there.
Is that right there? Is that right there?
Like you got. It's that. That's it.
Put it out there real quick.
That's it.
It's that. I got you.
And so on the podcast, Sakina and I will just we'll just talk about, you know, those tools, and we'll break it down. We also have an artist development company too, that develops young artists, young talent.
I love it.
Media training, vocal training, stage performance, stage presence, confidence, choreography, all of these things that you have to have, again, in order to have a great chance at being successful. It's not going to guarantee you, but I'm willing to put a seasoned artist developed talent in front of or against somebody who just raw and naturally talented all day, because just the talent alone is just not enough. And the most important tool in that kit is the education. You got to know this game.
You got to know the game.
You got to know these contracts, this legal vocabulary. You got to be able to articulate yourself. You got to understand licensing, publishing, all of this stuff. Yeah. Why be in the game if you don't understand the game? It's really the business of music ain't the music business. First and foremost, know this game.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most important tools, but all of these other tools we'll talk about. And when you possess them, my.
When is the podcast launching?
So we are going to be launching. I'm going to go ahead and just put a date out there. March 1st.
March 1st. Let me write that down real quick.
March 1st.
March 1st.
Sakina, you hear that?
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Because you said it here. March 1st, Q's podcast. Okay. What's the consequence if it doesn't? Because you filmed some episodes. You've already started filming.
Yes.
And if I'm keeping it fully transparent, you dragging your feet.
I am.
You dragging your feet. So there's
Call it what it is.
There's a possibility that you won't drop on March 1st.
Oh no, we're dropping on March 1st.
What's the consequence?
You know why we're dropping on March 1st? Because I've allowed the words to hit the atmosphere.
I love it. But what's the consequence though? What price are you willing to pay if that podcast doesn't drop for the public March 1st? And it's a price that you're going to pay to me.
Sure. Well, no, I'm not.
Or it doesn't even have to be to me,
I know
honestly.
what I'm going to do.
What is it?
I ain't going to pay. You got bread. I ain't even going to pay it to you.
What is it?
I'm going to pay it to a foundation.
Oh, we talking money?
You said
well, I mean, the price could have been, you know, you got to do 1,000 push-ups on live or something
easy.
like. That's too easy for you? Yeah. No, it has to be something that hurts. What's something that you just don't love to lose?
Time.
Okay. So you're dedicating some time.
This is going to become moot because March 1st, we're going to.
My personal driver for 2 days. If you don't drop this podcast on March 1st. That sound fair, y'all? My personal driver for 2 days. My personal driver, time.
You do too much during the day.
No, it doesn't matter. My personal driver for 2 days.
3 stops max.
3 stops for 3 hours max.
Okay.
My personal driver for 2 days. Now 3 hours each day.
Yes.
Shake on it.
And when I deliver on March 1st,
God
are you
dang.
going to return the personal driver?
Personal driver, 3 hours max for 2 days.
Yeah.
It's a bet.
I even got it better.
Okay.
Personal assistant for 3 days.
I don't even.
You're going to have off for 3 days. Go ahead and plan your vacation wherever you want to go. Start March 1st.
She gonna be off. So I'll be your personal assistant if you do it.
Yep.
And when you don't do it, you'll be my personal assistant.
Sure.
I'm talking about emails.
I'm
talking about follow-up calls.
All of that.
I'm talking about picking up dry cleaning.
All
I'm
of that.
talking about checking on my dog, making sure he got food.
All of that.
What, we got that. What minute mark is that? Cues, podcast, drops for 3 days. Mm-hmm. Or he's my...
And I'm talking about grocery shopping.
I'm
talking about car washing.
Y'all hear this?
I'm talking about for you.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you mean taking the car to get washed?
Lying, cause when you be playing.
Stutter. No. Okay, so March 1st,
Yes.
the podcast is dropping.
Yes.
Period. I'm your personal assistant,
Yes.
or you're my personal assistant for 3 whole days.
You're my personal assistant for 3 days. 3 hours for 3 days.
3 hours for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me just say nothing nasty. Like, I'm a germaphobe, so I'm not cleaning nobody's dirt.
First of all, we can't put stipulations into the 3 days.
Your
No.
personal assistant ain't cleaning up no dirt.
How you know?
Is your personal assistant cleaning up some dirt?
She will do whatever's necessary.
No, my personal assistant is not cleaning up my dirt.
Okay, so then.
She spilled a whole damn drink in my car today, though.
So then, like, watch this. You don't ask me to do anything your current assistant.
No, that's
won't
not
do.
fair. That's not fair. Because based on right now, that's not fair. I won't ask you to do anything demeaning.
Sure, I can respect that.
You can respect
Vice
that.
versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing demeaning and nothing where I got to touch dirt.
I will get a viral moment out of it though.
Nothing demeaning and nothing where I'm touching dirt.
They gonna see Donni washing cars.
Not with my hands.
Huh?
I'm going to take it to the car wash. I'm not.
Wax on, Mr. Miyagi.
Wax on. Hey, Miss Parker. Wax on, wax off. I promise you I'm not doing that. But, like I promise you I'm not doing that. But I will be your assistant. This is accountability.
It is.
This is accountability. On top of which, though, before I forget, as you were talking about what the podcast is and more specifically what the R&B Kit is, I have a business idea for you. Sure. And I don't know that I want to share it on the podcast because we may not have time to execute on it before the podcast drops, and then somebody going to see this and they're going to take the idea. But what I will say is I get 20% off the rip.
Shark Tank or some shit?
I mean, all I'm saying is it's an
man.
It's an idea that you didn't have. That I believe.
Why not just be my partner?
I can do that, but I'm only a consulting partner.
Okay.
Is that fair? Okay.
It depends. I need to hear the idea first.
Well, provided that you love the idea.
Provided that I love it. Yes.
Okay. All right. I have a business idea, and the business. So I'm a business coach, right? And I work with entrepreneurs to help them create business ideas, start their business, grow their business, scale their business. And so anytime I see someone who just exudes undeniable talent or there's an undeniable opportunity that we can attach, I just see it clearly. And I know that we can make a couple $1 million off this idea. Yeah, just to start with very minimal effort.
Let go.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's dope. It's a sexy idea too. I love it. Give me your biggest fear right now.
My biggest fear. Wow. So I'm watching this show right now. It's called Special Forces. It's on Fox.
One of those like CSI like shows.
No. It takes celebrities on like these special ops challenges, and they have to overcome their fear. Maybe it's heights. Maybe it's being underwater. It's just a lot of tactical training stuff, right? And so the drill instructor is always talking about overcome the fear, master the fear, channel the fear into completing the job. I would say my I want to see my grandson become older. I want to live so that I can really experience my grandson just growing and coming to his who he is. He's now 2 years old.
Okay.
And so, and I believe I'll accomplish that, barring nothing that tragically happens.
Sure.
Because I've already said that I know I'm going to live to 90 or better.
Okay. And you're extremely health conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like I can make a statement like that. And so, I know what my relationship with my grandfather was. And so my grandson is like he's like the love of my life.
Yeah.
And so I want to provide for him what my grandfather provided for me. And I want him to feel about me the way that I was just in love with my grandfather.
Do you and your wife spend a lot of time with your grandchild? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like weekends, anytime you have free.
Yep.
It's us and
any moment I get, I'm trying to get him.
It's like, forget your child, your son. You have a son. It's your child. Let me get him.
Yeah.
You gonna do what you do.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You're one of those grandparents now.
Yeah, I want him. Bring him to me. Yep. And when I'm in town on Saturdays, I make a point that he and I alone go to breakfast.
That's so cute.
Yeah. That
is so cute. So biggest fear is the idea of not seeing your grandson as a grown man. What is the biggest challenge you're facing in life right now, currently?
Balance. Yeah. Balance. I'm a huge advocate of making sure we as go-getters and those that are massively driven in all that we are doing to not forget to allot some time for just ourselves. Whether that is just a day on the couch, a spa day, go on a trip just by yourself, go get pampered, spa treatments, or whatever the case may be. I'm so in a mode of just go that I have to properly be accountable to myself to make sure I'm taking time to just, I call it, get my power pellet, pull over to the pit stop. Because remember, my mindset is there were years where I felt like there was more I could have output. And when I did it, I feel like I'm working to make up some of that time. Yeah. Where in reality, it's not logical. It's not smart. And I'm the first one to admit that. And so I'm putting more focus nowadays on being balanced.
What's the weird thing that people close to you know about you that the public would never guess about you?
I'm a worker bee. And I love working with my hands. I love doing carpentry work. But let me tell you how crazy we talk about that R&B shit, right? I can't reach my hand out as an R&B artist and you feel like, let me see your hand. I can't reach my hand out if I'm performing and do all of this right here. And you'd be like, damn, that nigga hand's rough. Right? And so when I say I love doing carpentry work, like I love cutting wood. I love shaping wood. Like I'm like Bob the Builder for real.
Really?
Yeah. Dirty, mask on, knee pads, in the mud. Like someone called me a metrosexual one time.
I can see that.
Because I'm just so on my appearance. Yeah. What it smells like, what it looks like. Yeah. My lips ain't gonna be chapped. Breath gotta be right. Like just well put together. But that person that would call me a metrosexual would be like, that ain't cute. Cause I'm over here in the mud, like digging and dirt being my fingernails, but then I'm going to get a manicure.
I see the manicure now.
The next day to just make sure, cause tomorrow I gotta immediately take that hat off, the hard hat, and put my R&B shit back on.
Yeah, on stage singing.
And the R&B shit can't have no debris of I was just building a deck yesterday.
Yeah. Were you really just building a deck yesterday?
Yeah, I'm currently building a deck right now.
For who?
My daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're the man in the family that they're like, if it has to be fixed or built.
Absolutely. And I want to.
What's the biggest carpentry project you've ever worked on?
My backyard. I built 2 decks in my yard, and I'm currently building a work shed, a 20 by 10 work shed.
And so is a carpenter like the career you would have had if you never made it in music?
No.
What's that?
I would have, probably, because for the longest before I realized that music was attainable, I wanted to be an architect. So designing and stuff was, even at an early age, I can remember now, I didn't realize that I would be the one actually having interest in cutting and nailing and screwing. But something happened during COVID. You know, I'm just sitting at home and I'm like, there's something that I can be doing. I didn't want to go in the basement and record any music. I just was like, yo, I just feel like I need to do something. And at the time, I didn't have a gym in the home. And so I was like, I'm going to go in my backyard and I'm going to build this apparatus. Never seen it before, but I was like, and then I'm going to patent it and make it into a Body by Jake little apparatus, a workout at home.
Okay.
And so I went in my backyard and built like this big cross-like statue. And what I was like envision a cross. And I put like these loops in all across the board that goes left to right. And I was going to put elastic bands in them.
Okay.
And so at any level of the apparatus, I could do chest work. I could do shoulder work. I could do leg work because
what's that machine called in the gym? You building one of those whole big things.
Like a multi-station type of thing. But no one was going to the gym at the time. And so I'm a workout dude all the time. And so I was like, I can't just be home not working out. And so that started my, you know what, I'm going to go to Home Depot and I'm just going to buy a circular saw. I'm going to buy a drill. And during COVID, I was just walking around my house like, I'm going to put something right there.
That corner right there could be
build a shelving unit right there.
Right.
Build an entertainment system center right here. You know, I'm going to restain the stairs. Man, I was building some of everything.
Did you surprise yourself with how good you are at it?
I did, because it was the first time that I really put time into seeing a vision and being able to, and big shout out to YouTube, because so many DIYers led me to building some of the stuff that's in my home right now.
Yeah. I think that's so dope. Before we leave, give me something. Tell me about what you're in greatest expectation of right now to happen in your life over these next 12 months.
In the next 12 months, I really want to expand my the work that I'm doing with my foundation. And my focus, Q Parker Legacy Foundation, my focus is seniors, the senior community, and really being more present, being able to impact them in a major way. Up until this year was my 10th year I do a thing called Caroling with Q Parker and Friends. And it's a senior citizens event where I bring all these seniors in the room. We feed them, we love on them, we dress them up real nice, paparazzi and all of that. And I get my friends, we sing Christmas carols and perform for them. So last year was my 10th year doing it. And I said this year that I want to do more with that demo than just the end of the year annual gala or event. And so I'm working on programs to do throughout the year. I just have a heart for old folk. Like, I just have a heart for seniors as well as children. Yeah. So I'm proud that this year my foundation, we will be relaunching my summer camp, my music summer camp. This will be year 6. We had to take 2 years off during COVID, but this summer we'll be bringing the music camp.
I want to help. I want to write a song.
Come on.
First of all, I want to write a song. I want to co-write a song with you that you actually put on your album.
Yeah. I told you, I'm going to invite you to the studio to come write. In March, I will be starting my second solo album. and it's going to be 10 songs. And yeah, come in, pick your pen back up.
I haven't written a song in years. Yeah. So I actually have this musical affirmation, audio affirmation that I wrote. And I wrote that because I feel like music is a passion. It's my first love, but we never really made it that far, right? I had an opportunity to write for some great artists at that time, but I felt like I wanted to merge my gift of songwriting with my gift of leadership and empowerment. And I created an audio affirmations called "I Am the Shift." I'll let you hear it. I'll send it to you.
Nice.
But it's just really uplifting and motivating and all that good stuff. But yep, I don't think I've written anything formally since then. So when you're back in the studio, let your girl get 16.
Yo, you ever put music to like your sessions and stuff?
To my coaching sessions?
Yeah. When you put some music to it?
That's something to think about. So I play frequency music. I don't, like the Hertz music, like think spa music that gets you really, it either opens up your creativity or calms anxiety.
But what if you had some ownership in that music and now you can send them somewhere when they want to have sessions without you?
What if? Look at you putting me on. I need you to show me how to do exactly that. Because I'm trying to grasp the vision of what music
would I partner with that.
We can partner with that. We could partner with a couple of things. Yeah. And now we just got a whole partnership.
There it is.
All right. Y'all heard it right here on Full Transparency Q. How can we find out and keep up with your performances and where you're going to be?
I am everywhere. Q Parker 112. My foundation is qparkerlegacyfoundation.org. newfamentertainment.com, which is the artist development. And yeah, I'm enjoying just being whatever I want to be.
I love it. And I thank you for wanting to be here on Full Transparency.
Did you have fun?
I had an amazing time. Did you have fun?
I did.
You did?
I did.
I didn't make you uncomfortable with any questions,
Absolutely
did I?
not.
All right, good stuff. I wouldn't have cared if I did, but
I told you from the jump. Let's go.
I would have cared. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Full Transparency with Donni Wiggins. Make sure you are subscribed to the podcast, not just on YouTube, but in the actual podcast platform on your phone that you are listening and watching and doing all of that stuff. Share it, rate it. Only rate it though if it's 5-star. If it's a 4-star, 3-star, anything less, just keep your stars to yourself. All right. And then you can also find out how to work with me in business if you are looking to start, grow, or scale your business, take it to the next level. And my links will be in the description of this video below. See you later.